And what is this? What is and why? This is why we need rational numbers. You can see that if we are denoting something with a negative sign in it, this minus sign, then this thing is not a fraction. Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unlock Your Learning. In this video we are going to tell you about rational numbers, right? So what are rational numbers? Basically this is a new topic which I am going to tell you. And what are rational numbers? So any number which is written, like I'll tell you about these rational numbers first, right? So any number which is written in a P upon Q form here, right? This is a rational number, any number that can be expressed in P upon Q form, but there are a few conditions which we have to know. So basically you can see that P can be any integer, right? So P can be any integer. By that I mean it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it can be 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, or so on, right? Now this Q, right? Q, what can Q be? Q cannot be equal to 0, right? And rest is same for Q as well. You can write any integer in this Q, right? So I will give you some examples. Let's say 2 upon 3, right? Now you will see over here this is a rational number and it is a fraction as well, right? But if I write here minus 2 upon 3, then what is this? This is only and only a rational number. So this is a fraction and a rational number. I'll write it here. So this is fraction, right, and rational number. But this second one which we have minus 2 upon 3, this is only and only a rational number and not a fraction. Basically both the numbers are different. One is plus, one is minus, then our number is a rational number. But if both the numbers are same, if both the numbers are plus, then our number is a fraction and a rational number, right? Now we have already studied a few types of numbers and I'll quickly tell them. So first we have the natural numbers, right? What are they? They start natural numbers or counting numbers. If you cannot remember, they are counting numbers as well. So we start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, right, and so on, so on. So there is one thing, that is what? That every natural number is a rational number, okay? That every natural number is a rational number and every natural number is a fraction as well. I'll tell you how. See, 1 can be written as what? 1 upon 1, right? This will have no change on value of 1. What is this 1 upon 1? P upon Q, remember, and you can see that it both the numbers here are plus, and when both of them are plus, our number is a fraction and rational number. So this means what? That natural numbers are fractions and rational numbers as well. I'll tell you some more numbers. Suppose I take 10. 10 can also be written as 10 upon 1. And again same thing, it is expressed in P upon Q form where denominator is not 0. And you can see that both the numbers are positive. So our number will be fraction and rational number. So this means what? Every natural number is a fraction and a rational number. Now I'll tell you about whole numbers. Alright. What are whole numbers? So whole numbers are those numbers which start from 0, 1 and go further on. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now what is here, what's important to see here is that whole numbers also are our fraction and rational numbers. How? See, same thing like we did here in the natural numbers, we added 1 as the denominator of our natural number. Here in the whole number we'll add 1 to our whole number as well, right? So first we have 0. So there is no basically no restriction for putting 0 in the numerator. In a fraction you can have 0 in the numerator, in a rational number we can have 0. So 0 upon and again 1. So you can see 0 upon 1 is clearly a fraction and a rational number according to the rules. You can see both of them are positive integers, so they are fraction, and you can see that in the denominator we have 1, basically p upon q, and 1 is there, it's not 0, so it's a rational number. And again I'll tell some more examples, right? Like I have 0 upon 2, I have 0 upon 3, right? These are also a rational number and a fraction, not a rational number only, but rational number and a fraction. Some other whole numbers like 2 upon 1, like 3 upon 1, like this you can write them. They are also fraction and a rational number. Let's move on to the next topic. Right, and then we have studied about decimals. So what are decimals? Basically 0.5. I take one decimal here. Convert this decimal to a rational number. So you can express this as what? 1 by 2, right? 1 by 2, and what is it? It's a rational number. Nothing to change here. It is already a rational number. If I take, let's say, minus 0.5, right? So simply convert this like we convert decimal to fraction. It's the same. So first of all, convert this entire thing to a fraction like we do. So minus 5 upon 1, 0, 5 upon 10. This you can simplify, 1 upon 2. So you will get minus 1 upon 2. This is what? It's a rational number only, right? So this way we can say that all the decimals are rational numbers, right? And then we have studied about integers, right? So what are integers? Basically negative, right? Negative, 0 and positive, right? This is negative, 0 and positive. So minus and IVE basically negative, and 0 and plus and IVE is positive. So set of the numbers with negative integers, minus 3, minus 4, so on, and on the other hand 0, and then on the other hand we have 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, right? Now all the integers also are rational numbers only, right? Suppose I take minus 3. So this can be written as minus 3 upon 1, and what is it? It's a rational number. Suppose I say, let's say I say 1, right? Let's say 4 here, right? 4, and again 4 upon 1 is a rational number. Again if I say here, let's say minus 1, right? Minus 1 upon 1 is a rational number. So this is how you can see that all the integers are rational numbers, right? This means that all the negative and the positive including 0 are rational numbers. And now I am going to tell you about what are positive and what are negative rational numbers, right? So we'll see what are positive and negative rational numbers and why basically we need them. So we have studied what types of numbers are rational numbers. Now why we need them. Suppose I give you a situation here. So I have my sea level here and I say 500 meters above it, right? So 500 meters above the sea level. If I say convert this to kilometers, right? You will say 1 upon 2 kilometers. Half a kilometer only it is, right? So 500 meters is equal to 1 upon 2 kilometers above the sea level. But if I say represent this distance below the sea level, then what will we do? See, again we will go below the sea level, and here let's say I have 500 meters. This will be minus 500 meters. We have studied integers, we know this. Now this is equal to, now again I say you to convert this into kilometers, right? So you will say minus 1 upon 2 kilometers, right? Now what is this? What is and why? This is why we need rational numbers. You can see that if we are denoting something with a negative sign in it, this minus sign, then this thing is not a fraction. It is not considered a fraction. We have I've told you about this earlier, right? So it's not a fraction, and to represent such type of distances, or you can say changes, we use rational numbers with the minus sign in them. But this does not mean that we don't use for representing the positive ones. We use them for the positive ones as well. And this is how we come to two types of rational numbers. And what are they? They are positive and negative rational numbers. What is a positive number? positive rational number, this is a positive rational number. I'll just write positive here, right? You can already see it's a rational number, so it's a positive rational number when the numerator and the denominator both are positive, then our number is positive rational number. If any one of the numerator or the denominator, either the numerator or the denominator is negative, then our entire rational number becomes what? Negative. So this is a negative rational number. Alright, so this is basically the difference between positive and negative rational numbers. And why do we need them? Because to represent such distances with the minus sign, right? Although we use them for the positive ones as well. Let's move on to the next topic. Next we will move on to standard form. Right, so if I have any rational number, suppose I have 2 upon 3, this is my rational number, right? So what we see here is that it has no common denominator, common factor, right? It has no common factor. 2 and 3 are in their simplest form. Second thing is that our denominator is positive, right? Doesn't matter what our numerator is, but our denominator has to be positive, right? So this is what the standard form of a rational number says, that any rational number in the standard form is basically the simplest form of the rational number. That means that the numerator and the denominator don't have any common factor, and the numerator is a positive integer, right? Basically not the numerator, the denominator is a positive integer, right? If I give you any example, suppose minus 2 upon 3. So you can see that this numerator here is negative and the denominator is positive, and of course 2 and 3 are in their simplest form. So what does it mean? That this is the standard form of the rational number. But if I say that, let's say minus 4 upon 10, right? If I have to convert this to the standard form, you can see our denominator is is positive and our numerator is negative. But you can see that 4 and 10 are not simplified. So simplify them to 5, right? So we will get minus 2 upon 5. So this is the standard form of our rational number. But there is a different case when our denominator is negative. Suppose I say 2 upon minus 3, right? Now what are we going to do here? In this case, when the denominator only is negative, only the denominator is negative and the numerator is positive, then we take this this minus sign and bring it to the numerator. Simple as that. So it goes from denominator and comes to the numerator. Done. And this we will get here minus 2 upon 3. So it is in the standard form. But if I have minus 2 upon minus 3, what are we going to do in this case? When both the numerator and the denominator are negative, then what do we do? Simply cut them. Cut the minus sign, not the numbers. So we will get 2 upon 3, right? This is the standard form of our rational number. And friends, this is all for today. If you are new to my YouTube channel, do not forget to subscribe. Hit that bell icon down below so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Leave a like on this one. Till then, take good care of yourself and bye bye.